Okay, everyone. So we're now with our first Vox Pop speaker. Let me tell you a little bit about what the Vox Pop concept is about. So essentially, the program for GibTalks is put together with myself and Gibraltar Cultural Services. We look at people who nominated themselves or nominated others, and also people who we would like to speak at the event. So we put it together. But we also offer 4 10-minute slots to the general public. So anyone can apply for one of these 10-minute slots. And if we get more than 4 applicants, we do a draw that randomly selects our 4 speakers. And normally they come here to speak about something that's very close to their hearts, a cause that they strongly believe in. Unfortunately, we're unable to offer BSL translation during our Vox Pop talks because Richard needs a break. His arms are falling off. Not easy to keep up with Christine Vasquez. So we're going ahead with our first Vox Pop speaker. So please welcome on stage Kaylan Gonzalez.
Morning all, thank you for coming today. As you already know, my name is Kaylan Gonzalez and I'm a holistic health practitioner, and I've always had a passion for sports, especially boxing. All my life I've worked in the public service. I started as a TA soldier and I was also a postman at the same time. I then moved on to become a prison officer, and lastly I finally achieved my dream job as a firefighter. Little did I know that I wouldn't end my career at the fire station. Life had other plans for me. Today I'm going to talk about my healing journey through post-traumatic stress disorder. There are many causes why someone could be diagnosed with this disorder, not just individuals who go to war. In my case, the main ones were childhood trauma, family members passing away, bad accidents, unhealthy relationships, and exposure to dramatic events. The way I dealt with these experiences in the past were very unhealthy. I was fortunate that I did not become dependent to drugs nor alcohol, but I did become very obsessed with training, as it was the only way that I knew how to get relief from the pain that I was in. It was a matter of just pushing on. I was never shown otherwise. Battling with stress, anxiety, depression, and OCD became the norm for many years. I was stuck in a negative loop. Eventually, I went to see different therapists, but this only changed my state for a while. It didn't last long until I returned back to that loop. I reached a point that I had to even stop training, as I felt worse after it. It wasn't helping anymore. The older I got, the condition got worse. I was running out of ways to deal with it. So traveling became my new escape until I took it to the extreme and got burnt out. This time I realized I had to do something different if I wanted to get different results. I had to learn how to grow through the pain and not run away from it anymore. So therefore I embarked in my healing journey. The first thing I did was go to a yoga retreat in Portugal. I was there for a week. I felt some changes, but again, it was very superficial. I needed something that could reach to the root of my pain. One afternoon, while I was lying down in my bedroom, I remembered the conversation I had with a roommate in Portugal. He spoke to me about a donation-based silent retreat called Vipassana. I decided to do more research on it. I found out it was a 10-day course with 10 hours of meditation daily, and it taught me the essence of the Buddhist teachings, known as the middle way or the route out of suffering. The rules were that you couldn't speak, read, or write. Phones were not allowed, and you had to wake up at 4 a.m. every morning to start the practice. This got my attention. It sounded like a great challenge to me. A complete detox. Exactly what I needed then. Its reviews were life-changing. There were many centers all over the world, but the closest was in Madrid, called Damasacha. So I booked it, and off I went. On the second day, I was ready to come back home. It was too quiet to me. The fact that I couldn't speak killed me. But I managed to cope and carry on. On the 6th day, in one of meditation sessions, I had an out-of-body experience. These episodes are often also reported by people who have had near-death experiences. I had my body in front of me, and I was viewing everything from a larger perspective. All my senses were heightened. My breath felt fresh, like if I was at the top of the Himalayan mountains. I could hear things from far away more clear. The colors all around me became more vivid, and I had a beautiful ecstatic feeling all over. It felt like bliss. Unfortunately, this experience didn't last long. But whilst in being in this state, I was shown in front of me all the things that were preventing me from healing me completely. Firstly, I was shown that I had to heal the relationship with myself. Secondly, I had to heal the relationship with my parents. And thirdly, I had to leave the fire brigade because if I stayed in that environment, I knew that I would never fully heal. When I got back, the first thing I did was leave my job, thinking it was going to make everything better, but it didn't. This triggered something within me, which made me even more sicker. All the symptoms that started to fade due to all the hours of meditation I did, all returned. It left me bedbound for months. It felt I was having a midlife crisis. This got me asking myself many questions. What I'm going to do now with my life? Firefighting was my dream job. It was what I ever wanted. I felt like a failure. My self-image completely shattered. My body shut down. I ended up with small holes in my lower intestines known as leaky gut. I had symptoms of fibromyalgia, hypoglycemia, adrenal fatigue, all at the same time. I was in constant pain daily. My mental health also declined massively as I couldn't train. My emotions were all over the place. I didn't know how to regulate them. I had intrusive thoughts, negative beliefs, paranoia, phobias, panic attacks, nightmares, and brain fog. I couldn't focus on anything. I was totally disconnected from my body, completely detached from reality. I felt hopeless. I didn't want to be alive anymore. I hit rock bottom. I did have similar symptoms in the past, but this time it was the worst I have ever been. I really considered committing suicide. But something inside of me said I had to push on for the last time. With this choice, everything changed. I started researching intensively online to find out what was happening to me. Some people said I was going through something known as a spiritual awakening, and others said I had PTSD. For me, it felt I had both going on at the same time. I didn't want to go to hospital nor take medication. Instead, I have alternative medicine and spiritual healers come to my house to help me. These healers treated me with different practices, such as Reiki, pranic healing, hypnosis, aromatherapy, and eventually I was given massages. It took me a while before I was able to be touched again, due to the physical pain that I was in. They also explained the advantages of moving into an organic raw diet. Then COVID lockdown struck, and no one could come over anymore to keep me treating me. I was forced to become my own healer. I had to slowly start listening and connecting back to my body to see what it was asking from me. I had to find what foods I was reacting to and remove them from my diet. I had to eat all my meals freshly made on the day, remove all sugary products, have no caffeine, soak all my grains to remove lectins, which are known to cause inflammation. I had to eat my meals every 3 hours to maintain my blood sugar levels, and finally take supplements to help digest my food. Self-love became very big in my life. Vipassana, mindfulness, emotional freedom techniques, and havening became my go-to. It taught me how to accept my emotions and observe them without judgment, how to become aware of my negative self-talk, how to be more kind to myself, set boundaries, be more patient to myself, learn how to relax, and let go of control. This helped me to connect more with my creativity. Drawing became my new hobby, as I couldn't move much. All in all, I learned how to become my best friend. All this turbocharged my recovery and gave me more energy and strength to be able to go out again. Also around this time is when I met my current partner. This encounter pushed me even further into my healing journey. She opened me up to nature and taught me about animal therapy. Walking bare feet in the fields and connecting to the horses grounding me gave me peace and helped me to connect more with my surroundings. I eventually started working again in a part-time basis and then on to full-time. But something in my heart said I couldn't be sat on an office desk doing something I didn't like anymore. I had gained so much love, peace, gratitude, and joy from my experience that I couldn't just keep it all to myself and not do anything about it. Sorry. I wanted to help those going through the same thing. So I got qualified, left my job, and opened my business called Truly Conscious. And this is what I'm doing today. To finish off, I would like to say that I'm not just here to inform you of what I went through, but also to empower you to make a change in your own life just like I did. You need to find what works for you. Healing from PTSD is possible. Healing from anything you're going through is possible. But remember, healing is not a one-time thing. It's a process. You need to put the work in. The aim is to establish healthy habits that you can maintain for the rest of your life. Be patient and never give up. Thank you very much. Namaste.